Welcome to our first edition of Our News, an informative program on the weekly progress of the collectivity. For many, a new school year in the St. Martin Public School system can be daunting, quite discouraging. That's especially so for first-time parents enrolling a child in kindergarten and for families who are enrolling their kids in a public school for the first time. A press conference was held on Wednesday, September 4th, with the President, Mrs. Arlene Hansen, and the 4 Vice Presidents to summarize the opening of the 2013-2014 school year. President Hansen, who was in charge of education, stated that the first day of school went smoothly for 9,981 students. That's primary, elementary, junior high school, and high school in total. She stated, "The visits have been very constructive. We could see the realization of the work. There are still minor adjustments to do, but it meets the accommodations of the school children."
Well, overall, there are a few little, some works and things to do in a classroom. There's also little adjustment to do as every year. But overall, I think this beginning of school year 2013 has been done in the best of our ability to accommodate the kids, and we wish a very good school year 2013-2014 to all the teachers, to the parents too. We count on their implication, because what happened yesterday, leaving a 4-year-old by the school until nearly 7 o'clock in the night, I think the parents have their responsibility to play, and they should be responsible.
Change of hours and school on Wednesdays was another area the President also spoke about.
Two of us chosen first St. Martin, and I would like for the parents to know that is from 8 to 11:30 in the morning, and then from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. And from 3 to 4, the kids will be able to do the activity of their choice. On Wednesdays, and there it comes back new, before until 2008, the schools were open every Wednesday morning. That stopped, and now it resumes for this upcoming school year, so the kids will be in school on Wednesday morning from 8 to 10. And then from 10 to 11, there will be 2 categories of kids in the schools. Those that have difficulties, the teachers will take in charge those kids. And those that do not have any difficulties, they will be able to do, under the control of the sitters in the collectivity, cultural, sports, musical, whatsoever activities. That is on Wednesday. And all the kids will be out of school from 11 o'clock.
For the first time, the Education Department is experimenting with early childhood classes with 2-year-old students starting school this year. They are also experimenting with bilingual classes. 5 first-grade CP classes at specific schools in French Quarter and Sandy Ground will have 10 hours teaching in French and 10 hours in English. The President sent a message to parents of the absent students. It is important for your child to be present the first day of school because classes can be opened and closed quickly depending on the number of students present. As I stated earlier, the President was also accompanied by her 4 Vice Presidents who gave a briefing on their latest work and community activities surrounding the opening of the new school year. As the President pleaded for the parents to send their children to school, many falsified activities has been taking place with the public assistance of funds. Therefore, Second Vice President in charge of Social Welfare, Ramona Connor, has stepped in to cut back on such activities.
So as every year, we have some families that are encountering difficulties in providing for their school, their kids' school books. So the service always give a little hand to some of those parents that are really in need. So we are going to continue that. And of course, we always do, as I said, enquête sociale, because we perceived last year that you had some parents that were working, had a good job, and on the southern side, and that was coming over to get these different help. So we are very strict where that is concerned, because there we are talking about taxpayers' money, and we cannot do anything with anything out of the way with taxpayers' money. So what we do, we have to have what we say an enquête sociale. So this person must pass through a social worker for us to evaluate their social situation and see if they are really in need. So as a collectivity, every year provide the schools with pens, cayenne, all these different stuff. What we did last year, we cut down on the list and we only give the books, because the collectivity provide the rest for the classes. So this year we are going to be tight as it is necessary to avoid some people from abusing of the system, because we are dealing with taxpayers' money and we cannot do anything with that.
Evidence shows that eating a nutritious meal at lunchtime has important health and educational benefits for children. The meals can improve their diet and increase their concentration during afternoon lessons. The meals can also help children to develop healthy eating habits and can potentially decrease health inequalities. In order to get a clear picture of what is happening in school canteens, the CITAS is holding 2 open houses.
There will be 2 open doors organized during this month of September. First, around the 15th or the 16th of September, there will be an open door organized into the central kitchen. And I'm seizing this opportunity to invite the whole population, if we have to do it over a second day or whatever, because I know they did it once and everybody didn't get in, because you cannot take in everybody for, hygiene and security wise. You cannot take in everybody at one time. It's by group of maybe 5 or 6 or whatever. So, but profiting of this to invite the population to come at the Cuisine Centrale, to visit the Cuisine Centrale, to see how the food that we give to the children every day is prepared, who is doing it, and all the information that they need to know. They can profit of that moment to ask.
Preparing the school for the opening did not start yesterday. As first Vice President in charge of Sustainable Development, Guillermo Arnel, stated, it has been a process that has been transpiring throughout the summer break.
Of course, what we have done with the President is that we have focused on most of the difficulties that we have encountered in the past with regards to some deterioration in our schools, and also providing the fact that we would go through now a new process whereby there would be a permanent survey on what has to be done in our schools, so that we won't find ourselves in a difficult situation at the 2 months period of the main holiday season. This year, in every school, every one of the elementary school, including our 3 junior high schools and the high school as well, we have went into details with what was of major concern, first of all to the parents, to the teachers, the administrative staff, and also the kids as well.
And what were some of those concerns?
Some of the concerns were the changes of some doors and windows, the changes of some zinc, putting benches in some of the school yards, paving the school yards. And I want to remind our listening audience of the problem we have encountered in one of the schools in French Quarter, whereby the parents had made somewhat a major concern of the fact that the schoolyard was in sand, and there was a certain amount of parasites that was affecting the young kids. With that schoolyard has been completely paved, and I wish to say at this moment that what we have taken into consideration is what was visible, but also what was the concern of the parents itself.
Road closures. Turn here. No, don't turn there. Yes, we are all tired of it, but please pack your patience and leave home early, for in the end, it will be quite worth it.
It is a continuation of the previous phases that has been in construction, let's say, up to now, we had to do it by stages in order not to block completely Marigot from circulation. And what has happened today is that the work is extend the time of simply the holidays of July and August. So whether we had do it during July or August, it would have nevertheless extend on the school year, because it's something that that necessite approximately 4 months to be completed. This is one of the last stages because we have to meet the deadlines with regards to European fundings that was allocated to the collectivité on the previous programme opérationnel, on the previous European funding program. And therefore, at the 31st of December, the work has to be completed so that we can get send in our bills and get reimbursed. Because I want the people to realize that usually in those type of operations, despite the fact that you have European funding, you always have to make the advance of the finances, and then you are reimbursed under justification. And you can only do so at a dead limit of the end of 2013. That's why we have the obligation to continue this final stage. This final stage would entail, just like the others, sidewalks, the treatment of the sewage problems, the rainwater evacuation, the sidewalks, the street itself, the lighting, and all the necessary fittings for eventually the fiber optic cables, telephone lines, electrical lines, and so on, so that we won't be going through this disgusting process of having to be constantly breaking up our roads once they are resurfaced and so.
This has been a special edition on the opening of the 2013-2014 school year. My name is Keisha Brooks, and on behalf of Natson Paul and Steve Brookson, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.